Two words: TikTok feminists. There's been this recent epidemic of women on TikTok who think that all men are basically just their ex-boyfriend, and I personally despise that to a very, very certain degree. And so today we're going to be looking at the prime example of what's wrong with this kind of feminist. And yeah, let's get into it.
Swear girls can't have shit. We can't have shit. We can't have anything without men trying to fuck it all up. It was first Peggy, then that Lululemon song, then MFS acting like they have a deriod. Like, what the fuck is a deriod? And now some guy made a shitty remix of the She Was a Fairy song. Like, are we dead ass? Are we far? Y'all have so much better things to do than make another sexist remix. And She Was a Fairy song isn't even about men. I don't give two donkey shits if the song was made as a joke. I literally see nobody laughing at that joke.
First, it was Peggy. Now Peggy is a song that was trending like, oh my god, like 5 months ago, I think. I'm probably way off on that, but it was around 5 months ago, and um, go listen to it for yourself if you haven't heard it, because I'm not playing it on here because I'm probably gonna get copyright strike. But basically, it was just not a good song, and a lot of people, a lot of men were pointing out that this is not a good song, and it was also pretty sexist towards men. But, but, sexism doesn't exist towards men, apparently. Just like how some black people will use the logic that, well, black people don't have the systemic power to be racist. And if you look at the official definition of racism, it's not anything even remotely involving with systemic power. It's about the prejudice towards a group of people, whether that be black people, Asian people, men, women, whatever. It has nothing to do with systemic power. Sure, in some cases, racism does have something to do with systemic power, like basically the entirety of the CIA trying to fuck with the black community. That's common knowledge. That's a systemic issue, right? And then the police brutality, again, systemic issue. But racism boiled down to its most simplest form is not anything involving systemic power, because racism isn't just applied to black people. It also applies to Asian people, white people, Mexican people, everyone. It applies to everyone. Racism is a issue. It's a humanity issue. It's not an American issue. It's not a European issue. It's an everyone issue. And so everyone needs to acknowledge it. Right? No matter where. No matter there's this there's this quote. I can't remember who it was by. I think it was Harriet Tubman, but she said that an injustice an injustice anywhere is an injustice everywhere. And that is basically exactly what I'm saying. But whenever it's white people or men, it's not taken seriously, because historically men and white people were suppressors. The issue with that is the people born in like 2004, right? The people born after the civil rights movement, they don't have anything to do with oppressing people. They don't. Sure, some are in like, sure, some are like in KKK groups or whatever. That's bad. We need to stop that. But you can't say, well, historically this group has done this, therefore all of that group is responsible for this. That doesn't track. Anyway, I've spent enough time harping on this point. We got to move on. All right, I'm gonna go over this quickly because I don't. So the second thing she mentioned is that Lululemon song. Now I looked up Lululemon song, and the first thing I got was Pluto Wine Swim Whammy. I don't I don't know if that's right or not, but this song sounds like absolute dog shit. So I'm inclined to just not want to listen to it, if I'm being quite frank. We'll just call this one a my bad. We'll give her this one because I don't want to have to listen to this absolute fucking garbage. Okay, I have actually a lot to say about this next point. So her next point is that that motherfuckers are acting like they have a period, which is just like a period but for dicks instead of vaginas. Now, most rational people would hear that and think, "Oh, that's hilarious." Right? Because they are not literally acting like they have a period, right? They're not like purposefully acting out and be like, "I'm on my period, I'm sorry." No, that's not what they're doing. What they're doing is they're mimicking this weird like thing women do where like they'll go like, "Girl, period, you clocked him," and then with the nail emoji, and the men are basically just copying them, but it's ironic, right? So apparently that's a problem to her. Women can't have shit because of a joke. Now, humor is subjective, right? But this isn't like a problematic joke. It's not a sexist joke. It's literally like if you see a concept as silly as the Diriad jokes, right? And you think this is offensive or this is a problem, I respectfully, you need to go outside. You need that or therapy or something. But like seriously, it's not. It's literally such a non-issue. So the next point she made is kind of like the one earlier about the Lululemon song. She's talking about the Fairy remix, which I looked it up, and the first thing I got is a TikTok of a guy doing a stupid little dance to the song, and there's nothing wrong with this. It's like the a very stereotypical song. I don't understand her point with this one. All right, so yeah, I looked more into it. There's nothing wrong with this one. Like, does the song sound good? No, it really doesn't. The only thing I could maybe see her point on is that it says the F slur like 5 times, but that's not really a sexism issue. That's more of a homophobic issue. And to further the point that what the sexism thing, if you look at the song, the girl doing the vocals, well, it's a girl. So, like, what? I don't understand. I don't I don't think she thought this went through very much. Oh boy, here comes the bombshell. So her last point was, I don't care if it's a joke. I don't see anyone laughing at this joke. Okay, let's play this game. So yeah, that was that nightmare done. I don't really have a lot to say about that besides stop, please. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please let me know in the comments. A like and subscribe would always be appreciated. And if you have any feedback on the video, please feel free to comment. I'm always looking for feedback on how to improve my videos. And with that all out of the way, I will see you with the next upload.